Somebody knows the answers that will put this together. May 27th of 2022, when we got called there. So the scene is 1079 Park Avenue. It's a single family home. It's a pretty big home. She lived there alone. And everybody's heard that term, the first 48. Everybody's seen the show. And their sort of shtick is that in those first couple days, not necessarily that you're going to solve it, but some of the most critical information you're going to get. So now our first 48 hours is 2 or 3 weeks late. We got called on May 27th, and that's actually because somebody from the outside of the house noticed a foul smell and called police to investigate, and police made entry into the home and found the body. So we tried going back as soon as we could, looking at some video in the neighborhood, but as you know, sometimes video gets lost as the days or weeks go by. So I've said, just sort of off the cuff, or rule of thumb, she had been there a couple weeks. The condition of her body led us to believe that she had been dead probably a couple weeks at that point. If you can imagine, the end of May, it's getting pretty warm. And you know, as she was deceased on the floor, that warm weather sort of contributed to you know, the speed, or the speeding up of some of her decomposition. And that itself is a challenge for us, because could potentially be evidence either with or very close to the body that ended up either degrading or being destroyed over the span of a couple weeks. This remains unsolved because we have not yet spoken to somebody. Who is that somebody? We don't know. Based on that neighborhood where she lived, the amount of foot traffic, vehicle traffic, houses being in close proximity to each other, all the neighbors around there, that's a busy stretch all day, every day. We're convinced that someone out there has information that will help us solve this. And that person, as I said, may not even realize that the information they have could be that last link. It's very common where somebody will have a bit of information and think, oh, it's so small, it doesn't matter, or they already know that. And I'd rather, to be honest, hear the same bit of information a few times over than never hearing it at all. So somebody out there, I'm convinced, has information. I mean, you can't have an assault that was this violent without anybody either hearing or seeing, even unintentionally hearing or seeing something that could be important to us. Major Crimes is 428-7157. That's our MCU line, goes right here. And then, of course, there's the email majorcrimes@cityofrochester.gov. Crime Stoppers, 428-7157, or the email.